up the plaza, and these people cock. But maybe it's cause they stuck, they just don't give a fuck. Escaping the wrong place, not just when bullets fly. I'm talking about that place where your minds will go to die. I'm the architect of my life, here's the blueprint. My people on the corner lack vision as they still sprint. Telescopic dreams, I just wanna be a star. Don't worry where I'm going.
Why are you here? Don't waste our time. We're tired and sick of you coming in and out of here with your fancy clothes and your shit perfume. What are you staring at us for? Oh, that's why you're here. You want to talk about who we are, what we want, who we should have been, all of that doesn't matter. Of course we're angry. You come in here with, oh, I'm just your friend trying to help you. You're not. You're not.
I go by the name of Gigi, and this is YouDubs TV News. Now, you know we like to bring you the ins and outs of what's happening at YouDubs, and right about now we are at the UWC Performing Arts Theatre, where we just came from a play called Performing the Cape Town, and I am not alone. I am with Lisa and Quaid. How are you guys?
Very good, thanks.
I'm very tired coming from the performance, but I'm good.
Speaking about performance, can you guys tell me in a nutshell what the performance was about? What the play was about?
I think it was basically about different people in one community.
Yeah.
So basically the Cape Flats and hearing different people's voices from the Cape Flats.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a story from the Cape Flats, but it can also be a story from different communities. You know, we just sourced from the Cape Flats because you get a lot of characters within the Cape Flats, and that is what we try to project: the different stories and the different socio-economic problems that we all go through in our everyday life and society.
Now for you, can you tell me what character you played in the play?
So I played a character named Jonty.
Yeah.
Basically, his real name is Jonathan, but because of the area he lives in, people call him Jonty.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like it, but he strives to be an educated fellow from the Cape Flats, and a lot of things are stopping him, but he chooses to rise above it.
Yeah. And can you tell me what character you played in the play?
I played Olo, which is a woman. She's an alcoholic, and she basically has like 3 characters within her.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like a split personality. So she's 3 different people inside of her.
Yeah.
And she's been abused, raped. She's basically been through the most. But yeah.
And then, what can you say was the most challenging for you playing the character you had to play?
Well, I would say actually being like putting myself in the position of being that character, because all of those things that happened to her weren't things that happened to me.
Yeah.
So I had to like take her fears, her reality, and make it my own, basically, to become one person with her.
Yeah.
So that was very difficult for me because I can't relate to what happened to her. Yeah.
And then for you, what do you love most about the character you played?
I think what I love most is that a lot of people that I know from my area are characters like Jonty that I played, you know, and the fact that I could embody them, that's what I love most, because I know that people that watched, and if you are from Cape Town, you can relate to my character.
Now for the both of you, what scene would you say was your favorite scene in this whole entire play?
Wow, it's a difficult one.
For me, it was yours with Kristen.
Yes.
Yeah. When she was talking about the sex scene.
Yeah.
That was my favorite one, because I feel like with the nice and sharp, it touches you.
Yeah.
So that was my favorite one. Yeah.
And then
Well, I think that was also the one that's on my head, because it was very powerful, man, you know, and I was in that scene and I had to be basically silent, you know. I had to let her run the whole scene because it was her story to tell. Being that I had to just, I was literally in the audience as well, as much as I was acting, because that scene really took me. Another scene that's my favorite is Jared's scene. Jared's scene talked about, his character was about how his family abused him and stuff like that for his sexuality, and that really got to me because I know how people go through that, you know, it's tough.
And then why do you feel the issue of food and culture appropriation was important to be discussed in the play?
I think it's because it's what makes us us, you know. Without that, we wouldn't be the people that we are. All of those factors make us who we are every day.
And the play was very diverse. You guys included like language diversity, culture diversity. Why was that important to be included?
I think it's because of everything that's going around now with the xenophobia and the abuse, women abuse and all that. So we had to put it in there because we can't avoid it. So it's our reality. It's something that you walk out and you hear, oh, this person was raped, and this person was killed because they're from a different culture. You see, so we had to put it there. It had to be part of our thing.
And then who were you guys targeting as an audience, and why did you target them as an audience?
I don't think we were targeting. I don't know actually who our target was, but I think it was just people in general, everyone here. Everyone. We didn't have a specific target that, okay, we're targeting you from the Cape Flat.
It's with Lisa and Quade talking about their play performing in the Cape Flat.
Jess Hayes was being murdered. She became another victim of gender-based violence. For the miraculous birth, there always must be.
Is who you are. This is who I am. All damaged goods. Broken pieces we wish could fit together, but we fall apart. We even fall apart and crumble at the words of someone who has not lived 1 second of our lives, but has poured judgment all over it and lit it up with a match. Down, burning.
You like that? With me, I've got someone who is very important in the play, and she goes by the name of Kaylin, who was the stage manager, if I'm correct.
Yes, I was. Hi.
I'm well, yourself? I'm good, thanks to you. Now, from your perspective, what can you tell us about the play? Like, what was the play about?
So we all basically wrote individual pieces, and it was basically a collaborative piece of work where we looked at all our pieces of writing, and then we decided, hey, look, we have kind of a similar theme going on. And what we all kind of wrote about was the current affairs right now in South Africa, and more specifically Cape Town. And then it suddenly just got broken down to how things are at UWC. So what relates close to all of us was the Cape Flats, and we thought of how we are perceived as coloured, black, white individuals within Cape Town and the Cape Flats. And we just decided we wanted to break down those stereotypes and show a different side to people in the Cape Flats.
Now, the play, it was scripted by the UWC students, the people within the play, right?
Yes, it was all scripted, rewritten, edited, workshopped and performed by UWC students, the Theatre Topics class of 2019.
And then what can you say was most challenging about bringing the script to life?
I think the hardest part was deciding where things get placed. But luckily we didn't have to do that all on our own. We could rely on our creative director, Delia Meyer, who has an MA in Applied Theatre. So she could look at our pieces after we've rehearsed them and we've performed them to her and say, hey, this is where this fits, this flows better. And it was also focusing on general feeling of what was in the room, of where we all felt emotionally.
So how long did it take you guys to come to this point? How long have you guys been practicing for like all those things?
We officially started workshopping for this showcase on the 13th of September. Not too long ago, just over a month ago, we started actually focusing on where our scripts are, what we're writing about, where our themes are at. And from then on, we just workshopped that for about 2 weeks. And then we started with actual physical rehearsals, going through the motions of things, editing, cutting. But I feel like the real actual hard work started coming in like maybe 2 weeks ago. That's when we started rehearsing on sets with everyone running through the full performance.
Now, I know the play talks about issues that are addressed in society and that make the viewer engage in conversation with it. Why is that you guys made it like impactful?
I don't think it was really a full intention at first. It was more so of we wrote from personal experience and whatever affected us, end up being in the play.
Yeah.
And in turn, luckily, other people felt a relation to it.
Yeah.
And that was like really cool and also a surprise for us because we didn't really expect that great of a reaction from everyone. But to see that it relates to everyone else is kind of like gives our work meaning.
Yeah.
And kind of validated our experiences as artists and performers and writers.
What was a beautiful play?
But tears of exuberant joy and joyful laughter. Tears stemming from laughing so hard. Tears stemming from laughing so hard that you have to stop yourself. You'll pull a muscle in your core. We brightened every day for each other. Gloomy days became brighter, and sunny days became even sunnier.
Secure, preferably with pension and medical fund. By 23, you should be able to get married, buy a house, picket fence. 29 with a partner and 2.5 children. And a bride every other weekend with the neighbors. And then you fall asleep next to your partner at night, pushing yourself so far away from them because you hate this. You hate your perfect life. And where did it all go wrong?
Okay, Gusha and Javante, that is a wrap. See you on the other side.